Hello everyone, welcome to Musica's interactive talks and mini performances. Today we have a very special guest again, Professor Christian Schulz with us today, and please welcome. Welcome, Professor, again. I'm so happy and very glad to have you here, and we will have a very nice evening today. I already know that.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation.
You're welcome, always. I would like to ask you a question. The first question: how did you start be a musician? How your journey began?
Yep. As a musician, I started very early, or I grew up in a music family. Maybe I can explain later about them. But this, I don't know when I recognized that there are also other people who are not musicians. Because, I grew up with that. And my father was a cellist. And so I wanted to play the cello. But they said, no, it's not possible because my father is a cellist, some aunt was a cellist, some other good friends of the family, so-called uncles, were cellists. So they said, anything else but not the cello. And that, I think I was 3, 4, they resisted, or they were strong enough. When I was 5, I won and I started with cello. And so good. In kindergarten, I already trained this to make the gap here. Otherwise, you play like this. So to make this, I was sleeping in kindergarten like this and making this during the others sleeping. So, cool. So it started in kindergarten, and then slowly, I became musician. But I think the kick was when I was, I don't know exactly the time frames, but it was between the 13th and the 15th year of my life when I recognized, because I was so fond of sport. So when it was 6 o'clock in the morning, I was at the bicycle with my friend before school, and I was playing 3 hours a day soccer, Fußball. Wow. So
interesting.
And there was a little bit music, 1 hour music per day. I was very focused, very quick. After school, 1 hour practicing, and then
going to
Fußball. 3 hours. And then I recognized in a way that the girls, they didn't respond to soccer because everybody of my friends, everybody played soccer. Okay. We all played, but I was the only musician. So then I focused more on music.
My God.
That was the first click. Yeah, turning point. Yep. And so I stayed with music. Yep. This is first cello, and then became like improvising the guitar, the composing, conducting, and the latest was teaching. I never wanted to become a teacher. I don't know why. I think because so many of my family were music teachers. And so I thought, for me, this was it was too easy in a way, or too common. I didn't want, my father played, for example, piano trio, so I didn't want to make piano trio career because it was already done. in the family. So it would be a repetition or yeah.
That's true.
And so I found for myself, I always wanted to surprise myself.
Wow.
And
cool.
and this was no surprise. Yeah, playing piano trio. I did it in school, but it was not the thing I wanted to do. And to teach cello would be also my father did, and my aunt
so
did.
Interesting as a child.
So it was, and then later when I was a conductor, then I discovered that teaching conducting is fantastic. Yep. But before it,
we're going there. We are going to this question.
Okay.
So I think we already tell a little bit from the family musicians, but could you please tell us, there is anyone that you get inspired from family musician or all over the world?
Of course, first inspiration or inspiring moments were the family, because my father was cellist. He played in the world famous Aydın Trio Wien. They made tours, I don't know how many times, to Japan, North America, South Africa, everywhere, Europe, and they also played as soloist many times the Beethoven Triple Concerto, even with the Vienna Symphony in all around the world as soloists. And for example, one very nice thing I just discovered, that they played Beethoven Triple Concerto with the Symphonica Eschenbach conducting in Las Vegas.
Wow.
So, which is not so common. Normally you play something else there, but not Beethoven Triple Concerto.
That's true.
And my uncle, one of my uncles, is a violin teacher and player, and he was member of the very famous Alban Berg Quartet.
Okay.
The second violin, and they were even more famous worldwide. They made really big career. One of the quartet formations, ABQ.
Yes, we know about that.
And the other uncle was Wolfgang Schulz, and he was first flute in the Vienna Philharmonic. And as a soloist, especially in Japan, in Asia, he was so famous that sometimes I was... people in Japan sometimes bowed before me because I'm the nephew of him.
Oh,
because
wow.
so famous he is
so
in Japan, for example. Still, he died 13 years ago and is still,
So he inspired
very well known. He inspired me, and they were the first inspirations. Later on, I got some other inspirations. One of the biggest inspiration was Friedrich Gulda, the pianist, and he was for me, such an inspiration of how an artist could develop this kind of to be this spontaneous way of living as a musician, because he started very young as a pianist, and then he, I think it's maybe the same, like my intentions. He wanted to surprise himself. He wanted to play jazz.
Like
he wanted to write his own music. He wanted to play together with. He wanted to learn other instruments like saxophone, old instruments like recorder, whatever. So he did many things just to not to be bored. And at the end he did clubbings. So
super
even
interesting.
so it for me this was one of my first inspirations, not only his Mozart, but still his Mozart is the, I think. Another one very similar, it was one of my, when I was very young, when I was when I started a professional life as a musician, earning money, I got in contact and we had a tour in our chamber orchestra, the Vienna Chamber Philharmonic, Wiener Kammerphilharmonie. At that time it was very new, we were all young, around 20.
Wow.
And I think I was 21 at that time. And I was one of the solo cellists. And we played together with Nigel Kennedy. And this was another breakthrough in my mind, because he, before we all, I think I had the feeling, I don't know individually, all of our members of the chamber orchestra, but we were so much trained to what to do, for example, before a performance, what to do on the day of a performance. You have to, some concepts, you have to warm up, you have to, whatever, to
Typical
at least
musician.
practice
Yes.
1 hour, or and be 2 hours before, you have to be there, and all these things, and to some rituals, and then this was like a earthquake when we met Nigel Kennedy. It was 88. So
Okay.
maybe most of you were not born.
Yes,
and-
I was just going to be.
Yeah. So, and it was a tour through United States.
Wow.
No, 89.
89.
I
Okay.
think. 89 or 88. I don't remember exactly. And he just brought out his record, The Four Seasons, which were a newly approach, not to make it authentic and not to make it in the old way, like a Brahms piece of. So he did a complete new approach, which was very modern, but also mixed with authentic things. So it was, like a tsunami, a positive
Okay.
tsunami. Yeah?
Wow.
And it was without conductor, and I was we played the Vivaldi Four Seasons, and I was solo cello and playing the continuo passages with him alone, and with the
Wow.
cembalo, and in between always. And I was nervous, I never did this. So I listened to the record and I wrote everything, I was prepared, and then we came to the first rehearsal and he did completely different. And I said, okay, should I write now the piano here? Then no, forget. Don't write anything. It will be every day different.
Wow.
Ooh la la, yeah. And I never did it, yeah.
What an
And
experience.
that was, and then it was like we played it nearly 20 times, from Toronto to not Las Vegas, but St. Louis and
Wow.
New York, Chicago, in big halls,
world tour.
Washington, in Kennedy Center. So we had at smaller cities, every day,
Different.
few hours bus, and then playing somewhere.
Okay.
And he played every time differently, and especially when he came out, he came out tuning a little bit and immediately talking to the audience. He was just, hello, hi, yeah. Oh, good, yeah, it's always problem with these second-hand instruments, old violin, and they don't keep the tune, and so it was just before
Never
the
been.
first note. And I never saw this like this. So I saw Leonard Bernstein to make this People's Concert.
Yeah.
This was my inspiration for conducting. But before I wanted to become a conductor, I wanted to become somebody who is on stage like Nigel Kennedy and Friedrich Gulder, just to be natural and normal, and not to come there and then play and then again, oh, bye bye, and no, not even a rat you can hear. And this was so natural. He just spoke about everything. Hi, how are you today? And then he played one movement again, speaking and whatever. And then he turned to me and, oh, I made a very hard life for him but he got me. Yeah. And so it was really like a rock concert with him. It was yeah. It was so I completely lost fear on performing. So it was, and also on this tour, it happened that sometimes we came just half an hour before the concert. We arrived there, so nothing of practicing, nothing about warming up, nothing. Just coming, just play. Yeah,
you got used to it.
So it became so normal, and that was like jumping into cold water, and then this was a initiation in a way in this, and for conducting then it was Leonard Bernstein in a way, because he combined all this. What they did and what all the music loves in my life, like composing, improvising, playing other instruments, playing together with, then teaching, speaking during performances, to be a moderator, to be a presenter, somebody who presents shows,
full package,
and this, and in a way teaching in a free way. All this combined, I felt in Leonard Bernstein. Even I didn't know at the time that he did all this. I just saw this energy, or I felt this energy, how he approached or he were in deep inside, how he indulged deep inside into this energy of music.
That's true.
And that's why I thought, wow, this must be great. But I thought it's not possible for me because I'm not a conductor. That's why.
How it's
so I stopped. Also, I could not. For example, I could not improvise. I was. There's one last thing about Nigel Kennedy. Then after the 10th concert, he was bored to play his encore. So he wrote for us some chords, and he said, "Let's play something by Jimi Hendrix, something by B.B. King, or whatever." Yeah, he wrote us in the bus something, and then he improvised, and then he said, "Okay, now you take 16 bars." And for me, I could not on the cello how to improvise. So it was impossible. Yeah, I could play the Richard Strauss, some, I don't know, Rosenkavalier.
Yeah.
I could play. I was substitute in the Staatsoper. I played it, but impossible to improvise 3 notes. Yeah. It was, and then I took the bypass of one of my secret loves always, was to play electric guitar. But I was not allowed. My parents didn't allow. They said, no, you have to practice cello. Yeah?
Classical work.
Yeah. So then I secretly bought my first electric guitar. And at first I borrowed
maestro.
it. And then, so I learned a little bit with blues. And I was also fond of Indian classical music. So I tried to imitate sitar a little bit, and also blues. And through this bypass of electric guitar, after a while, I didn't recognize, suddenly I could improvise on the cello freely.
Wow.
Before I was really blocked, like it was, I didn't know how to come from one side. So I needed the
Relax with
bridge
yeah.
from, to blues, to Indian ragas, and then come back to the cello, and then I was free on the cello to play.
That's an amazing idea.
Yeah, so this was, it was not planned, but it worked.
Wow, cool. Yeah. I like it. Thank you, Maestro.
Right.
And now we are going to performance, and because we have singer and conductor here, Maestro, who is going to work with you.
Yeah, maybe not, I wouldn't call it performance, but like workshop.
Workshop.
Yeah.
Genau. Then
Good.
Please, let's start.
Please, Maestro. Good, yeah, very good, many good things. Beginning was very good. You can't say many things about this. With flute, it's maybe a little bit different. But then when she starts, our prince, or female prince, then I would focus more on her tempo and go more into the flow. That, like in the beginning, this was very good, like the, then other color. Yeah, then she is a bit slower than me now, but I don't wait for her, but I try her to the orchestra to make tempo. In piano, pianists do it very fast. Orchestras sometimes drag down a little bit from the tempo. Jum, 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 jum. In between, looking at the mobile. Jum, jum, jum. Dum, dum. Yeah, so it's sometimes very, how do you see? Yeah, like carrying very large luggage. So that is one thing. I try maybe once the beginning, and also bar number 3 is a piano. A pianissimo, yeah, a special. Here is piano, but yeah, but I remember also. So it's yum, bum, bing, bum, with the woodwinds, and then jump, 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 to prepare. Maybe a diminuendo. Piano, diminuendo, pianissimo is very good. Yeah? And then really to make tempo with her, but without making her nervous that she feels it should be faster. Yeah? Just yum, bum. At the end, she is on top, on stage, and you conducting only jump, 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 tempo, tempo, yeah? But not ding, do, 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 yum, bum, 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 bum. And here tempo, here relax. Yeah? Normally, left hand is for the singers on stage, and right hand for the pit. Für den Orchestergraben. Yeah? Once again from. Yeah, good, much better. Yeah. So this is it works also the other way, but then you're waiting too much for her, and maybe one day she has a good day, and she is active and presenting it, and maybe sometimes of 10 times performances, she's a little bit more tired, then helping to bring the orchestra in an energetic form, not waiting and reacting, but be active. Jum, 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 boom, 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 boom. Yeah, and then we have this di-da, 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 violoncelli, and I wouldn't go in 4 because this could, most of the times it happens that orchestras don't have a rehearsal with the conductor. Like it works like this in Volksoper and in state opera. There are no rehearsals in the standard repertoire. There are rehearsals with piano like this. If there is a Fledermaus, there is a rehearsal like this. Yeah? With all the singers or some of the singers who are in the city. Yeah? Some come 2 hours before the performance, so they don't have this kind of rehearsal. And the orchestra doesn't rehearse a Fledermaus, a magic flute, a Carmen, a Bohème. They rehearse maybe an Elektra, one rehearsal, or a Rosenkavalier in Vienna. The only thing, if there is a new production, if there is a new regie, then there are rehearsals for everybody. But normally in repertoire, no rehearsals with the orchestra. So I would not change yum, da dee dee da dee in 4. If you are in 2, stay in 2, but divided, subdivided. So it's jump, 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 yum, ba dee dee da dee da. So they have the feeling it's still in 2, but quasi in 4. But if you want then is too much disturbing their eyes, because they look on their music sheets, and then if they see dim da da, they, what happened? So it's yam ti da di da di da. Then it's this poco meno, but still she can play, because she plays with tempo and she plays with all the other actors, or with the audience, depending on which regie, which what the director said. but maybe she's going and is doing like vroom to someone or so she can do her tempo, but you bring the orchestra, never lose the orchestra, even if also here to keep rhythm and but she's free. Not to prison her, but to give her energy from behind or from below. Yeah? Up. Yeah, maybe again from maybe again from bar number 3. Takt 3. Yeah, a bit, it's, yeah, bravo.
Bravo!
Very nice, and thank you very much.
Maestro, it was really a pleasure to watch and to be part of it, this beautiful workshop, masterclass, small masterclass. And now we are in the interactive talks with our audience. So I would like to invite all of you to ask some question to our Professor Schulz or explain something interesting story from your side, guys. Who wants to ask or explain? So, please ask the question.
Hello, Professor Christian Schulz. As a student, so can you give us some tips, because we always want to a stage, but before we go into stage, we have nervous. So how can we beat ourselves about the nervous? We already looked at your concert. You were so smooth and so elegant on the stage. So how can we? Yeah, every
Good.
time or maybe do you have sometimes nervous before your stage, or how can we beat the nervous?
Yeah, I was actually very nervous. Some connected to some topics. So I was after this what I told about Nigel Kennedy experience on this tour. I lost stage fright for normal concerts, and after this tour, I mean not completely, but step by step with experience. But I was very much nervous for playing and later also conducting for auditions. Not for regular concerts, but for auditions. When there was a possibility to get a job, then it was like a complete blackout, and I could not see anything, I could not feel anything, I didn't know how to move my fingers. It was big disaster, yeah? And this was also after the experience with Nigel Kennedy. So I thought I had big soli when we were back in Vienna and played concerts in Vienna, the Vienna Chamber Philharmonic, some difficult soli, some difficult passages, and we played in Brahms Saal in Musikverein, our regular concerts, the Vienna Chamber Philharmonic, and no stage fright. And then it came to Probespiel, audition for a position in orchestra, and I completely lost nearly consciousness. It was a disaster, yeah? So I thought, what can I do? Partly I did things like meditation or some things, but it was mainly, I think it was a combination, but I decided to, like in sport, because I came from sport, I thought, okay, I have to train it. So I first of all, I prepared my material completely, yeah, with colors, red, blue, whatever because I knew when I just see the page of my music sheet, it's just black. But when I had big red and this kind of diminuendo, this kind of, then I could see it, yeah. And I was so nervous I could not tune my cello. So I thought, come with the tuner, and I went there before into the room to check the pitch of the piano. So I didn't want to tune before, but I could not hear anyway. Yeah. So if I would start tuning near the piano, disaster. Yeah. So I did then when I was outside. So I tuned in with the tuner. So all these things, and then I went to every open position to go there and to train it, to get experience to this frightful situation. And then after 1 year, after 5, 6 of these Probespiele, then it made a click. And also there was a very good talk during the whole night because I thought it was also the time when I started to be interested in Indian music, in Indian ragas. And I met at the festival where I also played. This was a festival of spiritual music and also meditation. And then I spoke the whole night with Nishat Khan, a sitar player. And I told him, I'm so fond of sitar. Can you give me some tips? I already bought a sitar. I want to train the sitar. And he said, shut up, stop it. Just stay at the cello. And he said, do this. Train before the white wall. Don't get disturbed by anything else, not even one pick. He told me some, I thought in the beginning, stupid advices. But I did, and 2 months after this, I got my first job.
Wow.
I won the first. It was sometimes you need, I was on track. I knew I want to overcome it. I went to all the possible, there were many jobs every second week, and sometimes every second week, every second month, there were new positions. So I applied everywhere and went there, and always first round out. And then suddenly after this, a crazy Indian sitar player, very crazy, yeah, okay. Then suddenly, first round, wow, yeah, 2 months. And then it was one of very good positions I wanted to get, and I was second, suddenly, from 0 to second place. So wow. This would be very good for, a ski race, for example, to be second, yeah. But for job, you have to be first, yeah. Oh. And 2 weeks later, I became first in the next thing. It was in Volksoper, and was my first position.
Wow!
And this was great to get. And for me, it was really to do it. It's in a way the same with conductors, because in conducting, the problem is that you don't have your instrument at home, because your instrument is the orchestra. That means you need a lot of experience with orchestra. Mm-hmm. And that normally you cannot get for free. Yeah, it's not all the time. Your piano, your violin, whatever, your voice you have with you. Yeah, only the neighbors can stop you. Yeah? but normally you have your instrument. But orchestra is difficult, and that is same. You cannot practice every day an audition. So for me it was this. But if concert is the thing, then do a lot of concert opportunities. Yeah, and when it's something else, so everybody has some people are afraid to speak before an audience. Some people are afraid of, I don't know, to say the truth or to say the opinion. If maybe two other people have a different opinion, so there are different topics of why to be afraid, yeah, or to open our own heart, and that is this. For me, it was experience of the things I was nervous, and then slowly it became normal, and then it was like doing. For example, now I remember when I played as a substitute in Vienna State Opera. I started with 19, and then I was in a way always nervous because I didn't know how to read the conductor in the moment, and then because it was not rehearsed, so just in the moment to play, and then something like Bohème, which is so fast. And I remember when I played my first Bohème, the colleague from the Vienna Philharmonic who play in State Opera, he said to me, it's your first time, huh? Yeah, then just try to turn the pages at the right moment. This is all, yeah? And I said, very unpolite of him, I thought. What does he think? I'm a cellist, yeah? Yeah, and then
Interesting.
I could not. Yeah, it was not impolite from him. It was yeah. Maybe now I can. It's so fast. Yeah.
Could we say about this question? Maybe we are afraid. I mean, the young musician more nervous than excited to be on the stage to share the opinion, because we are playing, singing, kind of different, and maybe.
Yeah. Also.
Could we say that, or what do you think?
Yes. Maybe sometimes we all. Maybe you have the same, but I had the same. I thought maybe only I'm afraid. Yeah. The others, they know everything because they. And others thought, because we already in that time we did we pretended that it's working, but in the orchestra it's easier to pretend that you played it, yeah. If others play, if all of the group do the same, then nobody plays.
Oh,
then it's
catastrophe.
Yeah. There are some jokes about this, but
there's a lot of jokes about orchestra. Yes. Is there any question or something?
Yes, sir.
Please. Yes.
We already have talked about this a little in the class, but it's a completely another discussion. I'm just changing the subject. How do you see the future of musicians after the artificial intelligence rise? It's a very complicated question that I'm thinking about this last month, and I want to see your opinion about this topic. What do you think? What happens next? What can we? How can we adapt ourselves with this new era of the technology?
Yeah, interesting question. How much time do we have? I mean,
it's a long
maybe
answer.
it doesn't. it doesn't need more than 5 minutes because AI is faster than maybe faster and faster, doubling the. What I heard this December, AI has the intelligence already reached of Albert Einstein. I heard, and then every year, I don't know, doubling, or I don't know exactly, but it is now it's already at the crown of with combinations and it, but it's so in a way we cannot imagine, or I cannot imagine how it will go on. What I see about performing is that I don't see at the moment that anybody is interested of having performances by AI, because maybe for some curiosity, or that we say, okay, it's possible to do something, but normally we want to see real musicians, we want to have real actors, we want to have a real orchestra, energetic wise. One example, they invented these pianos. I'm not sure if it was Steinway or Bösendorfer, or maybe both did it. The pianos which were connected to each other, and you, for example, if a mommy would play a concert in Vienna, if you have the same piano in Tokyo, they could listen to this piano, but mommy playing live. That's, I'm not sure. I think both invented it, but at the moment the highest level is Steinway with this. But nobody is interested. They thought it is a big approach that you can listen to Rudolf Buchbinder in playing in Vienna, and at the same time audience can listen in New York, Paris, London live. But only the piano standing there, but it's him playing in Vienna. And the technique is like this. So you have the combination of, but nobody is interested at all. Because you want to see him, even if you put you want to feel, you want to see him when he comes maybe a little bit nervous, or and then doing something like, I don't know, like the tennis player are doing, like, yeah, like Nadal, or so, doing this that you want to see. We want to see
we are human.
life, humans, and we also don't. We are not interested. The most boring movie is if the main character has no problems. Then you turn off after 10 minutes. It has to be big disaster. It has to be otherwise, and then recover, and then nearly dead, and then the hero has to be, at least hero movies had to be at least nearly dead, and then, or they are in love, but if they stay in love, boring. So it has to be break away, don't come together nearly again, no, and at the end come together. Then it's a good movie. Or in a French movie, they don't come together. Yep. But for example, yep. But
very good.
normally is it. But you have to, if everything is okay, like music, if you only have consonants, then it's in a way nice, but after 5 minutes boring. So you have to have this
issues,
dissonance. You have to be attention and then release, and then otherwise it's boring. And that's why I think we need that, we want that, and that's why for performing world, AI is only interesting if it's part if we have some fusions with that, at least. Otherwise, at least what I saw is not interesting for us at the moment. Yeah. Another thing is with, for example, to record things, to have a movie, to have a recording, to have a video, to have a that could be a challenge and a new thing, because that can be, if it's only materialistic, that you think you have to work quantity, not quality, quantity, then you cannot beat AI. If you say, okay, you have to make 2,000 songs in 2 days, AI can do. I cannot do. Yeah? But it depends which market would need that. Maybe for commercials could be useful and maybe no jobs anymore. Maybe for some producers who want to save money, could be. But at least directors I know or producers I know, they asked me just a few weeks ago if I want to do something. They could do it with AI, to create some music, because they want it from a human being. Also, for myself, it would be would make no sense for me, for example, to compose something with AI, because then I don't have the fun part, because I love it to compose. That the thing is only if I need money and the producer says he needs 1 hour of music next day, yeah, and I've want the job, maybe some of us would do it maybe then, but then why to ask me? Then better do it yourself. So in a way, I'm not sure what will happen with all the recording stuff, but I think all the producers, they are also artists, yeah? Like, I don't know, Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, they all started very young, without money, with their visions. I'm not sure if it would change, but in the recording world, in the producing some movies, that this will be a challenge. To perform live, I think it will not affect at the end. It will maybe for curiosity, for example, to do. There is, for example, this ABBA show in London where you see. But this is a curiosity in a way that because they are not young anymore, and you want to see it how they performed. And I would do it for Beatles. I would pay any money. They were also an inspiration for my when I was 13, when I was soccer player still. If I can see them live, really as their avatars and AI creating them, that would be, but not forever. This one time to see it, and it was wow, because I couldn't see. I was too young to see them live.
Yeah.
No, I was not born, because I was born 67 and the last concert was 66. So it was not, I mean, they had on the top roof, but on the top roof nobody was there. So the last live concert was 66 in San Francisco, and that's why
You couldn't catch.
Too early for me. Yeah.
Good. Thank you for your question. Does anyone have some things to explain? Tell us.
I also have a question, and that is, if if there are like two things, let's say, or two mistakes that young musicians can be making that is hindering them from succeeding something that they are ought to succeed. What are those, let's say, two typical mistakes that young musicians are doing that they might not be aware of? And then the second part of the question, what would you suggest instead? Like, what are the two really like great advices for young musicians?
Thank you. Very good question.
Yeah, very good question. It's I don't know if I know two mistakes, but the biggest mistake I think is not to believe in yourself and not to believe in your dreams. Maybe these are two already. Yeah. so just if you really want to do some, because I can remember when I was 16, I already loved to or imagined why it would be great to be a conductor. But I thought it's impossible because I'm a cellist. It was not a question, how can I become a conductor? It was just, I was brainwashed. I would not believe that it's possible because I was that, yeah? Just newly born musician, because before soccer player. So and it's impossible to become a conductor or composer or whatever. But it's anyway it will come out. And I remember one thing. My wife said to me when we were discussing about following some dreams or not. Because sometimes you don't follow the dreams because of certain circumstances that you say, okay, now this happened, or somebody died and you have to stay with the father, the mother, to care about the brother, sister, whatever. There could be circumstances, or there are some, and I say, okay, I'm maybe too long away from, or is not so easy, it's difficult, it's in another country, or should we leave? And whatever, yeah, there are so many, could be so many concepts why it's not possible. And then she said, if you don't, it was a particular thing, if you don't follow this, I think you will, maybe your body will show it to you, and maybe you will become sick even. Yeah. So you have to follow, sometimes you have to follow your dreams, yeah, in a way. So, and that's why it's maybe on both ways. So I would suggest follow your dreams. But the most difficult part, I spoke with many, especially in the beginning when I started teaching, sometimes young musicians, and maybe I was the same, or even worse, I didn't know what are my dreams. Because maybe in that time, what I thought were my dreams were maybe the dreams of someone else, or was just a concept that, or what I thought others would think that this will be or should be my dreams. So it is, I think, first of all, the main thing is to find out what are your dreams and then to follow it. But it's I think harder is to find out what are your dreams. Because if you know it, then it's sometimes easier than you think to follow it. But sometimes we're afraid of, because it's sometimes,
The family is pushing you maybe.
or
be-
not. This could be one. This is just one example. It was in my thing. It was not the family, but I saw it in other things. But also the society, in a way.
The
For
society
example,
is
if you are in Vienna, then you think you should do something in the. Why to leave Vienna? Because you are already in Vienna, or everybody comes. Why should you leave? Yeah, but maybe you have to leave, or you have to go out to make your experiences outside of Vienna. Otherwise, so it's sometimes that the thing is, if you find out what you want, it's a challenge because maybe then it's too late. It's like the how do you say, Büchse der Pandora. If if you open it and then you know what is your dream, then there is no way back, because then you know it. If you don't know it, it's good. You are in the foggy sleep state, and you. But if you know it, then it's hard to
don't
lie
go.
upon yourself. Why don't you follow your dream now? Or to, then it's a real challenge not to follow it. So that's why I saw many people who were really afraid
to find
of
out.
finding out really and why to do something.
Because it's easy maybe to don't find it out.
Yes, it's because
difficult to
we are
follow the
used
dreams,
because if you we are used to, maybe if we have an experience that we had an audition or we had something and we failed. Normally we fail the first time. Yeah.
Mostly.
Some people they win the first audition with 16 or 18 and then well and good. Maybe the problem will come when you are 50, yeah? But or not, yeah? Depends. But normally you fail. And then if you know the feeling and then you feel familiar with failing or with, and then even, yes, I know this already. Okay, it's good feeling. I know this feeling, yeah? And this and sometimes the being not successful could be a kind of familiar security. I don't know if you
I
understand this and this can really be a challenge to because then you are in a way naked. If you suddenly, I saw people, they have success, then they say, oh, but what now? This now this is completely new. It's now is zero. It's not anymore anything I know. Now this maybe it's a bit different, but it was this Falco said this when he had his #1 hit in with Amadeus. Then he said, "Oh shit! But what now? Now life is over in a way because I had my dream came true,
early,
but what now? Yeah. So this can be a challenge, yeah.
Yeah,
And
very good.
that's
Actually,
that's why it's. So I would suggest, in a way, find if you are how do you say mutig, courage. If you have enough courage, find out what you really want, and then follow it.
but you really.
And yeah, that would be my advice. In and the mistakes I cannot say, because for some it's a mistake. I had also many. I like, for example, also to this idea of. I found it in English-speaking countries more, like States and England, to have this. It was long before we had it in German language, this self-development culture, where you find out about yourself, to focus on your inner feelings, to have a mirror, to introspect, yeah, and I found many people when I told this, I don't know when I started 20, 30 years ago, and I told them I'm in this direction, and I found out this, and I found out about me, and I found and whatever. They said, yes, but I don't want to look in my inner world. I'm afraid of looking at it. And that's why I would also say, maybe if you are ready to do that, do it. If you are not ready, it can be maybe be a shock. So I don't tell which, but even in I know people who said, no, I don't want to look at my inner world. And that's why it's I cannot give the advice. I can just give the advice, do it if you are ready. Yeah. If you feel that you are.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's a little bit difficult maybe to look inside, to find it out. What is your dream, really?
Yeah, like
dangerous.
Like with the signature, without pressure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Maestro. And anyone else? I would like to ask you guys before you.
Tina wants to ask.
Yeah, I saw. Tell some things about, accept questions about yourselves. I mean, please, Tina.
So yeah, I wanted to also ask something, but actually at first just explain my experience with Maestro, to be a student of him. For me was always very like a dream to be a conductor, but very far dream, not like realistic, because I studied theater, singing, and many things like in art, but conducting was always for me very far and not really realistic. And then when I was a student of pedagogy, I really wanted to have an approach to Maestro, to just talk, small talk, like you know, because I was always seeing him just going passing, and that was also like a dream to just have small talks with him. Then I got a chance to just attend the orchestra rehearsals in conservatory, and for 1 semester, 2 semesters. And then with these small talks, he was very gentle and open and very a calming person. And actually, he told me for the first time, why don't you want to give a try to be a conductor and do the entrance exam? And I was actually shocked. But yeah, because I didn't see myself like
Then
that.
he maybe opened your
Yes, exactly.
Pandora.
Exactly.
kind of.
And I did the entrance exam, and I was accepted, and I began to study with him. But except this personal story, I just want to use this chance to thank you for everything that you give us and to me, because he's very always supportive, funny, yeah, gentle.
Like a book.
Yeah,
You can
like a
learn
book.
lot.
Yeah, exactly. Never boring, and very, very trustful. And you can really, I mean, he doesn't see himself like a hero, but yeah, you can rescue some people sometimes by supporting them, like really honestly, and he's like that for me. He's one of the most important people in my life, and I wanted to thank Maestro for that.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, and except that, I just wanted to ask you if you you have had, for sure you have some memories or experiences with funniest or worst horrible experiences during teaching conducting and with students. Actually, if you have some memories.
Teaching or conducting?
Teaching, conducting. I mean, thank you.
I like the question. Yes, Maestro.
Funniest and shocking. Horrible.
Words.
No, I
Without
don't,
name.
I don't remember. That is the good. That's why it's sweet. That's why I love the teaching of conducting, because I have no horrible and also not so funny. But I mean, maybe everything is funny. But yeah, but it's more in. I had the horrible things I had when I was teaching cello. But when I still studied, there was a private music school of one of the Vienna symphonic players, and he gave me the chance that as a student to teach there, and I could not teach the three cellists anything. It was really horrible. That's why I thought, okay, teaching is nothing for me, because I did like 6 months, and after the 6 months, it was the same like before. It was nothing. It was no progress at all. Yeah, and
But
that's
Maestro, sorry, maybe because not of you, maybe because of
I don't know,
street
but it was
challenge.
really disaster, and then I was so much. Yeah, but then so happy when I was with pressure, not pressure, but I was in a way forced, because of Japan, I got a job in the Austrian embassy in Tehran for the music program there. I did 7 years of for the Austrian embassy in the Austrian Cultural Forum to make the music program there. So I came regularly there, I think 25 times in my life. And there I thought I come there as a performer. This is maybe a funny thing, maybe, because the Austrian ambassador said, come and make this program. I came there. This program was with a choir and orchestra. There was no orchestra and there was no choir. So I thought, what to do? Then he said, yeah,
Welcome to you.
build it. Yeah. So I had like 10 singers, but they all wanted to sing solo. So nobody wanted to sing in a choir.
Yeah.
And there was like 12 musicians, and they also wanted to play solo and not orchestra. So it was. Then later they told me in Iran is like if you have a project and you have 10 people, 9 will be boss and 1 works. Yeah, this is a joke. Is maybe in every country the same. Yeah, I found the same in Austria, but
Yeah, that's everywhere. It's the
yeah,
same.
maybe everywhere, but
Everyone wants to be boss.
but this was in a way the situation.
Yeah.
And this was a funny situation. I was standing there and thought, okay, they brought me here. They pay me still. There is no concert. There is no rehearsals even, because there is no orchestra, there is no choir. So I built it up very fast. And then I recognized, okay, I will be there for 1 week. Then in the beginning, I came every month, but only for 1 week. But I thought immediately I need conductors, because I need
If you
at
are not
least
there.
a conductor for a choir, even if it doesn't exist, and a conductor for orchestra. Also, it didn't exist.
Okay.
And to build it up, but I need a conductor there. Otherwise, it takes 20 years to build up anything. So
Oh yeah.
so I started in this immediately to teach conducting. But I was not conducting teacher. And then I said, okay, I will do conducting classes. First, I just was teaching 2 people, and then in the second time when I came, I said, now there will be because I thought I need more. They wanted to make a children's choir, so I need at least 4 or 5 conductors. Then suddenly, 50 to 80 people sitting there wanted to become conductors. Suddenly, from nothing, no orchestra, no choir, but 60 at least wanted to become conductors. And then it was very, but then I learned to become a conducting teacher. So that's
Everything
in a
is
way
connected, yeah.
funny and also disaster, because there were this was I did something which I was not brought for, and then I learned how to teach, because and after 4 or 5 years, I started as conducting teacher in Richard Wagner Conservatorio. Yeah.
Wow. So
But before, I
thanks
never
to
wanted to
Iran.
become a teacher. But then I saw, and then I loved it. When I had the conducting classes in Tehran, and 50 people doing the same, and it was really amazing. Then people who didn't want to become conductors, then suddenly 20 singers wanted to learn conducting. They didn't want to become conductors, and it was good. So it was,
Wow.
yeah.
Good
At
experience.
the end for this program.
The program, I had no time anymore to go there, because I became professor in Wagner Conservatorio. and then because, yeah. And also then it was, I thought maybe I come next year or that, and then pandemic came, and then the political situation was not so good to go there. So my friends there said, don't come at the moment. So yeah, but the program doesn't exist in that way anymore, because they don't want to pay like in the old days for a long-term project. So they bring only they think in master classes and not in a and I built it up. At the end, we were 300 musicians with a children's choir, with a female choir, with a mixed choir, with an symphony orchestra, with an opera orchestra, with an solo singers, with conducting classes, with composer workshops. So we had a big thing with 300 students, which Austrian embassy gave for free for Iranian musicians.
Cool. Very good.
And I think everything stopped after the professor, Mr. Petrushevsky, came to Iran.
Maybe.
Please cut it.
Yeah. And when he came, then they stopped everything.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for beautiful questions and conversations. I would like to say one more time, thank you so much, Professor Schulz. I'm very glad to have you here, and always welcome. And now we have to close the show because the timing. And would you like to say last words?
No, I mean, in the future, we met before. We said we could do some of topics if there is some interest. For example, the role of women in music, or there is one topic I love very much is when in 1900 there were so many composers, women composers and women conductors, and why it stopped completely, and 100 years later it had to come up again, or maybe 80 years later after this, but it was already there and then it was stopped completely.
That will be very good topic.
Very nice topics.
Next topic.
But this.
Thank you. You give me promise.
Good. Thank you for invitation and
thank you. Thank you for coming.
See you soon in this theater. Yeah.
So. Thank you so much for joining us, and see you next time at Academia Musica interactive talks and mini performances. See you there.